Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. And in this video I want to review the Arlo Pro wire-free HD security cameras. So this box set comes with 3 cameras and a base station. So the first thing to do when you set this up is you get the base station and you plug it into wherever your router and modem is. So here I have it temporarily, and in behind the couch is the router and the modem, and it just plugs in the first LAN port. So you just go and plug it into the LAN port of your router, and that way it has access to Wi-Fi and it doesn't need a password, or internet, excuse me, and it doesn't need a password. So then your cameras connect to the base station. You just go over to the base station and you press sync on the base station, then you press sync on the cameras, and you have the app open and you press next. It's super simple. You don't have to read the instructions, you just kind of fiddle with it and it'll just start working. So let's take a look at the cameras here. And it does come with one extra battery, which is nice. The batteries are $50 from Logitech, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of third-party batteries. So if these ever go bad, because I think the cameras will probably be outdated before the cameras go bad. So the other thing that's really neat about this is the mounts it comes with. So it's got, like, the other thing what I like about this design is that it seems to be very practical. So there's no part that's super expensive that increases the price of everything else. It's all just kind of standard parts you'd find on an Android phone or other IoT devices all put together. So this back, it has like a neodymium magnet here, but the way they've done this is then they get a metal kind of like pod here, and you connect the camera to this, and you can get any angle you want, and it's really good connection though. I mean, you can hear that. So and you just put a screw wherever you want to put this, and these are outdoor cameras, so you can go ahead and angle this any direction you want. But it's a really simple design, and it's much better in my opinion than a tripod, because this magnet is it gets the camera right where you want it, because you know with the tripod you're always trying to adjust it to get the camera just right. So that's a really cool design, and it also comes with one outdoor mount, and I keep activating the motion sensors on this, so it's notifying my phone. And again, I'll get more into that later. So you have it comes with an outdoor mount, and you can go ahead and like mount this on your wall, and then tighten it up so it doesn't move, and put this wherever you want, and you can tighten all this so it doesn't move at all. Yeah, so this is the outdoor mount, and if your battery runs out on the device, you just, it also is a standard tripod mount, by the way. If the battery runs out on the device, you pull up the back here and you plug in the charger. Now the charger it comes with is a micro USB, which is really nice. So micro USB, USB-C, all standard. So this is micro USB, and it only charges at 0.3 amps, so that's not very much, but that's fine for a device like this. But like the phones, they charge at 2 amps or 1.5 amps, depending on if your screen's on or not. And then it also comes with all the mounting screws and such. Now, a couple things about this is you can talk through the cameras, and we'll get to that later too, but this Arlo device has an alarm on it, and this alarm is much louder than I would expect from a little device like this. I'm used to the cheap Chinese stuff where it's always underpowered. This alarm is loud and annoying. So I'll go ahead and test this out. But one thing to keep in mind, like let's say there was a thief, or not even a thief, or just like your a family member you don't like or whatever, who is in your house rummaging through your stuff when you set the alarm off, and they yank the cords out because they're so surprised, like, whoa, what is this? It won't break it. So if your LAN cord gets ripped out, it won't break it. The LAN cord piece comes out and you can put it back in, even though there's that lock. And so with the power cord, if you pull the power and plug it back in, it's safe. It won't destroy your device. So that's one of the things I like about this, is it just seems polished in the design, where if you were dealing with the open source community and all the morons on Reddit who are like, it's got to be Linux, you'd be just pulling your hair out trying to get whatever they're trying to tell you to work. where this is just designed really well. It works with Logitech, good brand. So let's go ahead and do some testing here. So I'm gonna set the alarm off, and this is gonna be really loud. And I'm probably gonna bother the dogs, so give me a second here. All right, here, so I got my hearing protection, and I just open the app up and go to the devices menu. And in the devices menu, you see something called turn sirens on. Are you sure you want to turn on the sirens? Just make it loud and possibly damage. Yes? And then to turn them off, you can do turn sirens off. So that's really annoying and loud, and it hurts your ears, but it does its job, so it's good. Now I got to the app. I'll show you the settings here, and you can actually talk through your cameras just like you could an Android phone using an app like TrackView or Alfred. So, but these are obviously better because they're made for purpose. So let's go ahead and go into our devices here, and here we have a device which is this one right here. And one of the things I like this is you can view all your cameras at once. So again, this box set comes with 3 cameras. So I can go ahead and activate all these devices at once and be viewing a live feed from multiple devices at once, which is really nice. There's about a 4-second delay, so I could show you that too. Let me go ahead and adjust this camera here so we're looking at something. But then you'll be able to see here that between when I excuse me, it should be, oh, the lighting's off. Let me turn it over here. Yeah, so there's usually about a 4-second delay, and the brightness isn't very bright in this one, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the brightness up because it looks like I turned it down for some reason, if that was me. Okay, yes, you can adjust the brightness, and that's way too bright. But let's go ahead and see that there is about a 4-second delay. So I'm going to swipe my hand across. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's going faster now. So before it was about 4 seconds, but it seems to be good. And again, I'm doing all the cameras at once. And the other thing I wanted to show was night vision. So you can see I have this camera in the pantry here, and it's using IR to view the night vision, and the quality is actually really good. You can't really see it through my phone, but really good. I mean, not really good. The night vision works well. So the quality is independent of that. So let's go ahead and show you what's going on. So you can see through the camera, and you can make these full screen too. That would probably help. So yeah, you just click on it and you make it full screen. And here, there we go. So you can see that you can see inside the pantry, and you can change video quality to adjust battery life. And that's one kind of amazing thing about these is their battery life, is they're not really dependent being stuck on a charger all the time, which you would usually expect. So let's go ahead and talk to the cameras now. So this is something you could do. So you click on the microphone button, and please wait, it'll connect to the camera. Now you can talk. This is a test, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to the other room. But I'm still going to talk to the Arlo camera because it's really cool. So now I'm going to put my voice right next to the microphone. My voice is now right on the microphone of my Android phone. I'm now talking away from the phone when the arm's length. The camera's now at arm's length. So it's a pretty cool feature. So if you had like you wanted to talk to your brother or your wife or whatever, you could just talk to the camera. I know it's kind of funny, but I think it'll get more common in time. The night vision, we can go and take a look at that. You can record video, so press record here. And I'll talk too about the plans and what that means to have 1 week free history. So yeah, the camera is just in a pantry like this, and it's right there by those Ziploc bags. Okay, it's that white thing. So the plans, it says it has 1 week of free HD recording on the box, but it doesn't mean like 1 week of security footage you have on your DVR at the gas station. What that means is you have 1 gigabyte of space, so it records motion kind of like a security camera, and it's not always armed or on, because if you're around the house, you don't want to record every motion, because not only is that super annoying, it's kind of a privacy break. So the things you can do is you can arm it when you leave the house, and I think this will become more integrated as we get more IoT devices and smart things at better prices. But it has geofencing right now, so you set it up on your phone to geofence, so if you're it'll automatically arm the cameras. I haven't tested this out yet, and I know geofencing for me has always been kind of a hassle when I've tried out other things with Android. But when I went to the support forums too, it was saying that there's someone not having a problem with geofencing. So I don't know. I haven't tested geofencing. It's always been kind of a problem with me, but there's no reason why it shouldn't work. So it does have geofencing because it's kind of like a security system. So you can arm it and disarm it. So we can go ahead and do that if we go over here to the mode tab, and that'll kind of explain what I'm talking about here. So here you have armed and disarmed and schedule. So you can schedule certain times if you know your work schedule. You can go ahead and set that up, and you can also go to library to view, which is also very cool because you can see here it does it by day. So I think that's really interesting and a good feature. Again, it only stores 1 week for the standard free plan, but you can go here and then go to previous days. So this is a really cool feature because it makes the video really easy to access. Because one thing with security footage is that you might have the footage, but it's really hard to access and find what you're actually looking for. So if it's something simple like did I leave my keys on the counter, the cost of going through the footage is more than just looking for your keys all around the house. So that's nice. It lowers the cost of figuring out how that works. And again, you have motion sensors, so it can go ahead and do all the stuff. And they're made for outdoors as well, so you can put one like outside. You can share these with your friends, so you can share the cameras with your friends if you want to have like outdoor cameras, or you want to have like a pet cam, or you've seen those things where you have cameras of like bald eagles' nests and such. So that's a cool feature. And you can go ahead and adjust the sensitivity of the motion settings if you go to the settings menu. That's pretty much it. The battery life, I haven't tested it out long enough yet, but it seems fine because they've been on for 4 days and straight from the factory charge, and they're at 96%. So, and I don't even know if that matters because I don't even know if they were fully charged when they came, because of how long they've been sitting in the Costco warehouse. Now, a funny thing, it's not funny, it's just an interesting note I think about this is you'll probably see a lot more domestic disputes online and on YouTube because you're already seeing things where people are recording arguments, boyfriend-girlfriend arguments, husband and wife arguments, where, they argue with each other, then they post it online or they give it over to the police as evidence. So I think you'll see a lot more of that as you have cameras like this, which I don't know if it'll make people more nitpicky or actually help the issue, but, yeah, I just thought that was interesting, is you'll have cameras everywhere. You'll probably seen a lot more of that on YouTube. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, if you have any questions, go leave a comment below and I'll respond. I want to go over the plans too. So yeah, the free plan is 1 week of video storage and 1 gigabyte of motion video, so that's not a lot. But again, it's free, but it limits it to 5 devices, which I find kind of annoying because that's an arbitrary limit. They aren't really doing anything. But the other plans, it's like $100 and $150, and let me pull it up here. But I think the technology is changing so fast that even in a year or 2 years, all those plans will be different and everything will change. So it's not really like an issue. It's just that these are still kind of new. They're not super new, but they are relatively new. So here on the basic free plan, I'm going to bring up the other plans. So you have the Premier plan, which is $100 a month, which is 30 days of video history, 10 gigabytes up to 10 cameras. And you have the Elite, which is 60 days of video and up to 15 cameras, and that's what it is. It's kind of like, there's still kind of hard limits, which I think the technology will change in just because this is new. But yeah, that's what it is. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below, and I'll respond. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps.